Good morning. Happy Thursday. Okay, so today is Thursday. Adina is going to come today. We weren't able to get our timing together yesterday on Wednesday, which was about the Mercury retrograde. So today is Thursday, and Thursday is the day that is ruled by Jupiter. Adina is on her way. So good morning. Good morning. How are you all doing? This Mercury retrograde, y'all. Ooh, I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves and doing the things that are necessary to do. One of the things that I'm very always excited about is how the astrology is like a map. It tells us what energies are present and how to best use them, while they're here. And one of the things that's really important right now is that the astrology that we're starting to experience has never been experienced before. Like literally, like when I say, I'm saying like the aspects and where the planets are and things like that. These energies are very rare. All energy is rare, but and Adina's here, as we move into the age of Aquarius, ourselves into the age of Aquarius, it's important that we are, you
Hey,
know, hi, Adina. Good morning, or grand rising.
morning,
Grand rising, grand rising.
rising.
I was just talking with them about the importance of using the astrology to do a new thing, to shift your behavior, because all of these aspects or these energies are new, and when we learn to use them in different ways and become different and not on the same patterns that we've been on, we've worn those out, like the grooves of those old patterns, those old ways of being, they're
Mm-hmm.
they're completely obsolete.
They're used up.
Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
And
They serve
so
their purpose.
that's right. And then so Jupiter is about expansion and blessings, and it's in
Mm-hmm.
Aries. And so we want to consider, where do we want to be 12 years from now? This is a new 12-year cycle. And Aries is about newness. It's like giving birth to a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever you have Aries in your chart is where you should be giving. Go ahead.
The cat pulled my hair. It was ridiculous. He's behind my chair. My hair is long. He just grabbed the end of my hair. It's ridiculous.
That is hilarious. That is so funny. So we're not talking about where your Jupiter is. We're talking about where the Jupiter in the heavens is right now. Where Jupiter
Mm-hmm.
is in the heavens, right?
For everybody, where the Jupiter
Where
is.
the Jupiter is, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like Jupiter is in Aries right now. So Adina, for instance, you have Aries because you have Taurus in your first house, which means you have Gemini in your 12th house, and then you have Aries in your 11th house. And
Mm-hmm.
11th house is friends, community, organizations. 11th house is the house that kicks in when you're really in your mid 40s on. It's who you're
Okay.
becoming. It's the thing,
So now, that's the
right? So
now now.
it's a
Okay.
now, right? And so you can think about the things that you're working on,
Mm-hmm.
you've had a job that you've done for years, but you're now starting to really understand what you really like and what you don't, and what you're willing
Mm-hmm.
to do for money and what you're not willing to do for money. You know what I mean? How you want to use your time, how you want to use your energy. That's an
Okay.
11th house thing. Like really getting
Okay.
clear about like what you're up to and the what you're doing on a daily basis, right? I have Aries in the first house. I'm getting clear on my identity. How do I
Mm-hmm.
function? What am I doing here? Me, right? Yours is about organization. Like what are you doing to help everybody? Or what are you doing in
Mm-hmm.
service to all? Like what are you doing that's bringing well-being? Just in general, just your way of being, right? Like just you and your dancing and you with the things that you believe in, that impacts your family, that impacts the women that you dance with, that impacts me. Like when we exchange, right, just your way of being, it infuses your friends and your community and all of that sort of stuff. For me, It's in my first house. So it's what I'm doing for me. It's not necessarily about others. It's about, where do I see myself? Where was I 12 years ago? Where do I see myself 12 years from now? What is it that I'm doing now as in my identity? It's like, who am I? Like, how is it that I show up? What is it I'm doing? So this Jupiter energy is touching something in your Aries house, wherever Aries is, and it's going to expand it. But because Aries is about your identity, right? Even though yours is in the 11th house, it's saying you have to be you in the community. Don't be others. Don't
I
be,
love that.
you have to
Be
be
you.
you.
I need to take me out into the world. Let them meet me.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And mine is in the first house. I need to be me and do the things that are true to me, for me, right? And
Right.
so Jupiter, where if you water that, and here's the thing that's important to understand about Jupiter. It's about, so I want to read this. It's so good to me. When you are able to shift your consciousness out of the appearance of any circumstance and into the intent of that circumstance, Jupiter pats you on the back and you feel totally supported by the universe. So it's this opportunity not to look at the picture that we're seeing.
Okay.
Don't look at the picture. Ask, what was the intent? What brought that picture there?
That is so good, Mo, because there's so many pictures right now that we don't want to look at. Don't look at that.
Right.
And think about what the intent is. That's hard for some people to do because the picture's so compelling and it's pulling at your heartstrings and all these other things.
Right.
But think about the intent and then think about what your purpose is and where you should be focusing based upon what the astrology says for you. Do that.
That's right.
That's good.
And
That's
that's
good.
how we get free. That is how
Girl,
we
let's
get
get
free.
free.
You
Let's
look
get
at
free.
what's,
Lots of hearts coming up.
that's right. You look behind. Don't look at the, like Dorothy in The Wiz, right? At first she was looking at the Wiz, but then she went behind and realized there is no
He was in the bed.
motherfucking. He was in the bed asleep. Richard Pryor got high the night
He
before.
was in the bed. He was sniffling. I thought
What's
you was
going
the
on
weed.
behind the smoke and mirrors? Behind all
Yes.
the what's, and then it's like, what is it that I need to do about that?
Do that. Yes. Yes. That's
And
good.
this is how we get ourselves free, by
This is how we do
changing the way we respond to the circumstances. Y'all, I keep telling y'all, it's from the
it.
inside out and not from the
Inside,
outside in.
no, inside out. We can do that.
That's right.
Mhm.
Soul Tribe Community said, this is so on point. I sent an email telling someone I didn't want to be a bar training and that I needed to stick to yoga. It is the rhythm of my own drum womb. Yes, that's right.
Mhm.
That's right. It's really important. Like, one of the things that's so significant about the age of Aquarius is going to be our ability to understand that when we are true to ourselves, that's the best we can be.
Mhm.
And then that's the best you can offer anyone too. You actually being who you really are, even if it puts them in pain. Like,
Yeah.
I one of the things that I'm like, when I was married, marriage was so painful for me. I have to say,
Mhm.
y'all, like, I hated marriage. I hated the institution of it. Okay, I hated it. I think it's the
How
worst.
did you really feel about it, Mo? Did you like it at
Okay,
all?
hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated marriage. I hated it.
Oh my God.
Once I had, and I remember one of my friends said, like, soon as I got in it, I was like, oh, this shit is not for me. And one of my friends said, you cannot leave in the first year. You cannot. And it
Oh my
wasn't
God.
him. It wasn't him. I realized, I'm like, he's a great person. I feel trapped here. I feel trapped.
Yeah.
But when I started looking at it from another perspective, rather than what I was just experiencing on the surface, when I got underneath it, I was like, you need this fucking shit to help you settle down. You need to ground in. You need to be still. You need to do something consistently and you're going to do this. You need to do this. Do not. And I stayed. I literally was like, when I heard Spirit say to me, don't do it now. I stayed. And Spirit was like, stay until he leaves.
That's hilarious. Then it could be like, hey, I tried. You left. That's hilarious. Wow.
And one day, he looked at me. It was about 7 years later. He looked at me and he was like, I'm leaving. I was like,
great. Sure? Are you sure? Because I'm not doing this again. You're going to call me back.
Are you sure? Because if you're sure, then we're good. Because I knew I couldn't leave.
Yeah.
And I got the lesson now. I got the lesson of what it was, that sometimes we have to really do the hard thing, because the hard thing is exactly what we need. That's going to really give us the power to do what we really want to do.
It's the lesson. It's the lesson.
You got
need.
Yes. That's right. So the moon is also in Aries, and Jupiter is about the vision, Adina.
And that's my mind, visionary mind. Jupiter's my jam. Yeah. I'm here for the expansion. I'm here.
So what are the ways that you are intending to expand?
I intend to expand the way I have my abundance manifest. I intend to expand the way I live the next portion of my life, in that it doesn't have to be the story that was told to us about how that looks, like that. None of that story really works for me.
Yeah.
Example, having grown up with a single parent, like a mom, my parents divorced when I was young. And I just thought when you had your babies, they go to childcare and you go back to work. But when I had my babies, I couldn't do that. Like, I didn't want somebody else raising my children. It didn't even make sense. And I worked in a school. So it's like, I got to work and take care of other people's babies. And I got to give my baby to somebody else. Like, who organized this? This is stupid, But it shocked me that I felt that way, because I thought I'd just get a baby and go to work. I didn't know how compelled I'd be to be with my child. And so, I did the hard thing of staying with my baby and not going back to work. And I had 3 sons. So I did that 3 times. I nursed them all for 2 years. I stayed with them. I didn't work. And that was hard because I wanted to be around people. And so it gave me a whole non-traditional way of looking at work and parenthood, and then value. It started the question of value, because what's your value if you're at home nursing a baby with your t-shirt on backwards? You know what I mean? And maybe you didn't shower. It's like, well, I know I'm valuable, but damn, you know what I mean? Like, you go through all kind of feels with that. And so thank goodness we made it through. My youngest is 20 now. Everybody's well and feel well loved. And I did what I was supposed to do with that. But now I get to revolutionize this stage of life. I'm looking at this stage of life differently too. It's like, do you work and then get the gold watch? They don't even do the gold watch no more, and was it worth it to do all that for that anyway? Like, no. So I'm looking at, how do I want to do my life from here until I go to the light? I'm looking at that, and have fun and be free and enjoy myself. And enjoy this phase. So I'm expanding that. I'm expanding the way that I move forward, unhooking my actual body in motion to my abundance. Abundance can come to me whether I get out of bed or lift a pinky or not. My account will be chinging while I sleep. Ooh. So I'm looking at that. I'm not opposed to putting my body in motion. I love constant motion. I just want to be emotional, but I want to be emotional and not on somebody else's. They've been using, and I say they, y'all know what I mean when I say they, but the current paradigm has everybody on somebody else's agenda. And I give thanks that we have an opportunity to figure out our own and then actually start moving in that direction. So the times that you and I talk and you help me get clear about stuff, it makes me feel like I'm not crazy.
Yes,
And you
yes,
tell me how right there in my astrology, it just makes sense. I'm like, I just said that. And that's what it says, so
yes.
that's what I'm expanding. I'm giving myself permission to be weird in other people's eyes and be true to me in my eyes. And that feels good. And let it
Mm.
come together.
That is so powerful what you just said. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I just want to highlight a few things, but one of them is like, ooh, the wiring in our brains around how we relate to value, right? So there is some, like, I know that if somebody gives me a certain amount of money, or
Mm-hmm.
I will have a feeling in my body about it, right? This is a lot. I feel a certain energy. This is a little. I feel a certain energy. It is
Mm-hmm.
important for us to reprogram that, because we're
Mm-hmm.
always sending those signals. And
Yeah.
so the way we've been trained to condition ourselves around, it's every 2 weeks. Now I'm going to get this money. Like that creates a system of energy that programs you that that's the only way it can be. So you
Yeah.
have to deconstruct the mind, body, spirit experience around money and abundance, so that you understand that it is a continual flow.
Mm-hmm.
That is very powerful what you just said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lots of hearts and stuff are coming up. They're loving us today. Let me read these comments. Can you see that?
I can't see, I can't, but you can read them if you can see them. But that was powerful. So you're going to expand in that way. That is really powerful. I also heard you say that milk comes out of titties.
Hey, titty milk, 2 times for the titty milk. Hey, thank you,
That
titties.
milk comes out of titties, you guys. I just want y'all to hear
Not
that milk
cans?
comes
They
out of
don't come out of
titties.
cans? I thought it
You
was
do,
cans.
you do not have to get the milk out of cans. You can get the milk out of the titties.
Yes, titty milk. I'm a fan. Also, nursing, fun fact, burns 600 calories a day, people. Another fun fact about nursing, it causes your uterus to contract. So you can have 3 babies and have a nice tight tummy like somebody, or a tummy that don't look like they had 3 babies. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm here to
That's
tell you,
right.
it puts your body back together. So
It
they don't
puts your
tell you that
body back
stuff.
together. That's what people don't understand. You to be the goddess, to be the embodiment of God on the planet in a woman's body. I was talking
Yeah.
to a friend of mine yesterday, and he was quoting something. He quoted Socrates, and I was like, I really get it. I understand. I said, but I don't give a fuck about Socrates. We
Yeah.
listen to all these men. Women understand enlightenment in ways that Socrates, Pluto, and all these motherfuckers, they don't get it. If you have a
No,
pissy, you really are able to be enlightened, because there is
yeah.
something unique about it. And because they have told us not to talk about it out loud, we don't.
And
We
we need to
don't.
talk about it. Yeah, they like we talked about last week, that book, they consciously set out to quiet the goddess. And the goddess had to be on some arrogant shit because she thought it could never happen. She was like,
Right.
"Oh, little men, oh," so she probably had to go through this to
Yeah,
come back into balance and realize that men have immense value too. We truly do need each other, but we
that's
had to
right.
go to the depth of darkness to fucking realize that we need each other. We
That's
need each
right.
other.
That's right.
So thank you. We got the lesson. We're back. Relax.
Thank you. That's right. That's right. We're not going to be arrogant. Like I was telling you, just like it's when you really get into your power, especially in a woman's body, and you've seen and you see what the masculine does that's out of order, it's like, okay, I'm not going to eat them.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Don't eat it.
it's really humbling. Like, you really do have to not abuse your power. That's what I want to say. You have to be mindful not to abuse your power.
Yeah.
Because to be in the energy of the goddess is really a powerful energy. And
What's that quote? It's power corrupts, and absolute power absolutely corrupts, or corrupts absolutely. So there needs to be a balance.
yes,
We all need to understand that. And as the original woman, we have a responsibility to hold the power in such a way that everyone benefits.
that's
We
right.
got the we here for the world now.
That's right. That's right. And we do. It is our responsibility to hold it so that everyone
Mhm.
benefits. And if you go watch the movie, The Dark Crystal, it's on Netflix and it's a
Is that
John
the
Hughes.
movie?
Yes, it's a
Yeah, that,
movie. It is so good. And you see how the feminine comes in and
mhm,
she literally orchestrates things so that everybody has their place, even the
mhm,
wicked ones. She doesn't
mhm,
devour them. She doesn't get rid of them because everybody has their place in the function. Wickedness
mhm.
has its place, light has its place, and everything in between has its place.
It's like a play, like we are in a play, and everybody has a part, and it's like five, six, seven, eight curtain call places. Everybody
Yes,
has their
that's
place.
right. That's right. So I want you all today to think about like, this 12-year thing we have going on. Where do you want to see yourself in 12 years? What are you expanding? Go look at your chart. Go see where Aries is in your chart. You don't have to have any planet in it. It's fine if you don't have a planet, but it's in one of those houses, and it might be in two of those houses because it might, like the pie. But go see where Aries is in your chart and then see what is being expanded. Where do you need to bring energy to? Where do you need to focus on right now so that you can begin to live more in alignment with your true identity?
I'm sure.
I always love doing this with you, Adina. This is
I love,
amazing.
I love you,
Thank you so
and
much.
I love you. I love what you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel the same. And you guys, come sign up for Adina's dance classes. Adina, y'all don't, I'm telling you, here's the thing to being the goddess that I've had to learn the hard way. You have to be in your body. You
Mm,
cannot negate the body.
mhm.
And Adina is a master of the body.
Thank you. I say.
It's true.
Mhm.
Okay, so somebody said, I need to because I just got going on Alon with a few plans, and thank you both. You're welcome. Yes, the dancing piece is everything. Okay, everyone, that's why it's important. Okay, I'm not going to go back and read all the comments. All right, darling,
Okay.
I'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Much love.
everyone.